Hello to the amazing people, and welcome to another episode of Limbus Company, an amazing gacha from Project Moon where you put together teams of sinners, equip them with egos, and do turn-based combat. So in the previous episodes, I did 200 pulls, 200 extractions, 200 extractions, and yeah, I'm gonna check out some of the things that I got, level them up, look the stories. You can find the full playlist in the comment description below the video, and also on the bottom of it, above this one, you can find that video where I did 200 extractions, so if you missed that, you might want to check it out. But yeah, let's go and see everything we got. I'm very surprised that everyone has a new thing. I wasn't aware that we got so many things, but okay. Let's start with a fluorescent E.G.O Spice Bush here. Mr. Yi Stank, we got a new E.G.O for it, the Bygone Days. Randomly inflicts a 6+ gloom resonance syncing between targets. Oh, that's interesting. If the target has 6+ syncing, inflict 1 bind next turn. Okay, 6+ gloom resonance syncing. But this is not syncing count, so I don't think it's that great, but... Inflict 2 syncking, inflict 2 bind. If the target has 6 syncing, inflict... Yeah, no. Okay. Let's see, how expensive is it to, like... get this to be a little bit more powerful. Passives unlocked. Fractured yesterday. Wait, what? Oh, this is locked. If the target has 6+ syncing potency, clash power +1. If the target has 4+ syncing count, clash power +1. Oh, that's interesting. Passive, not gonna lie. But anyway. Let's progress it. There. And then if I do it once more, then what happens? It becomes more powerful. Oh, 2 bind instead of 1. Oh, how exciting. 6686. Targets randomly before attack. A 3+ gloom resonance, attack weight +1. Oh, wait. Oh, the corroded one is a negative coin. Is it always? I don't know. Okay, let's do that. Get a nice little effect here. There we go. You can get it up once more, but this is very expensive for what it does. I put to tier 4 only the things that I might use a lot, so thank you very much. That's gonna be it for Mr. Yi-Sang here. Let's go to Faust. We got Wuthering Heights Butler. There's a couple more here that are level 1 that I might want to check out, but all in good time, all in good time. This is the one in this chapter, so let's go and get it up there. Okay, we're gonna level it up first. Level boost ticket. Oh yeah, let's just do that. Bam. And then... Oh, level 45 is max now, of course. Why would they give out level 40 boost tickets where the maximum level is 45? That's so weird. But it's okay. It's fine. And let's uptie it. Come this way, dear guests. For any and all uninvited guests, though we sincerely apologize for this impudence, we must ask you something. That was too fast for me. Feel free to pause and see. But anyway, let's look at the story. That's what we are here for today. Stories about new characters. I shall now take my leave. Please enjoy your meal. Elegant music plays over an expensively lit dining hall. The child nods politely at the group of people dressed in noticeable expensive clothes before walking backward and silently leaving the room, just as the chief butler did. Phew. The child finally allowed herself to sigh after she made sure that the door was fully shut and that she was far enough distance away from that room. She knew what kind of discussions would be exchanged in that place. The Woven Hunt. That is what one could call this battle. The battle that butlers from both the Edgar family and Wuthering Heights, the heir of the Edgar family and his chief butler, were currently discussing. What prompted the discussion? It would be the knowledge that the child once taken in by Wuthering Heights was returning home, leading a deadly march of overwhelming, shambling forces, bringing ruin and desolation to his old home. That would be exactly why these factions of such complicated and conflicting interests decided to come together for once. The two are now in talks. I trust that your service was exceptional. I suppose asking you is unnecessary, as you have not once disappointed me. Otis. Is Otis the lead butler? Maybe. Thank you for your high commendation. I merely made an appropriate appraisal of your performances, however. The chief butler walked toward one of the doors, her eyes like those of the hawk, and slowly but deliberately wiped the narrow opening of the door frame with the tip of her fingers. It appears that the other butlers are in need of some additional education. Her fingers were wet with blood yet to be cleaned. It appears that the cleanup for the battle they conducted against the uninvited guests earlier wasn't as thorough as it should have been. My deepest apologies. You're a butler responsible for the kitchen. There is no need for you to apologize. I do believe that it may become your responsibility to relay my opinion to the butler's task with the cleaning, however. Understood, ma'am. Very good. Now head downstairs. They're still training hard for the hunt, yes? Indeed, everything is proceeding as you have ordered. The child nodded politely before leaving the chief butler. After a long walk, she finds a door leading downstairs. She descends. Ah, Lady Faust. What is that? That looks like Faust also, no? The staircase led to a dark, blood-splattered basement. But it seemed that the child was already expecting this sight. She does not even flinch her brows. It is the combat training using our previous uninvited guests going well. Sinclair. Yes, I think I've almost got the hang of the strategy Lady Otis told me about. Very well, please continue. Oh, and another thing. Chief Butler Lady Otis has a comment regarding your cleanup performance. Uh-oh. Please pay attention to the areas that are not normally observed as well, so that our guests may not be inconvenienced. Yes, ma'am, I will put great care in my work. Well, then. After the brief warning, she wrapped her fist with her serviette and joined... Yeah, it would not be a Limbus Company episode without a word of English that I don't know of. What is a serviette? I have no idea. I guess it is maybe the piece of cloth that she has on her hand. And joined the ranks, I know that from like circumstances. She wrapped her fist with her something, and we saw on the picture she had that cloth. And joined the ranks of other butlers in the dark. The dark were sounds of leaping, throwing, tearing, and ripping continued to echo from. And new sound joined the fray, continuing to echo throughout the basement. Alright, well, who would have thought so much violence was happening back there? It is what it is. There we go. And I'll probably leave it there. Let's check out real fast the skills. 2 sinking. If the target has 5 plus sinking, / power plus 1, inflict 2 sinking count. That's alright, I guess. This one puts 3 sinking count, but hits 4 times. Inflict 2 echoes of the manor next turn. Oh, that's something. Minus 50% chance to gain plus 1 sinking. No, 50% chance to gain plus 1 sinking count when gaining sinking potency or count from skills or coin effects. Units with SP. Change panic type to echoes of the manor. When this unit panics, inflict 2 echoes of the manor to 2 random other allies of this unit. Units without SP. 10% chance to flip heads. Oh, minus 10% chance to flip heads. Wait, what? Reduce by 1 at turn end. This effect is not cumulative. Inflicting it will replace the current value with the inflicted value. Apply the units without SP conditional to certain enemies that have SP but can change their panic types. Okay. Should be 50% chance to gain 1 sinking count. If the target has echoes of the manor, inflict plus 3 sinking count. Okay. I mean... would it fall off if I put 3 sinking count on the first one and then hit once, twice? Maybe. So yeah, it might be a good part of the sinking team, perhaps. I don't know. 0 sinking 0, let me know. Is it worthwhile, in your opinion? Is this a good ability? 4 plus 2 with 4 coins, with 2 coins. No way to improve the strength of this, so maybe not. I don't know. It's really hard sometimes to gauge like how good things are. Done. Also an E.G.O. Oh, 2 E.G.Os. Wishing Cairn. Inflict 3 bleed count, inflict 4 tremor. Okay. Let's get it up there. 4 bleed count and 5 tremor. Heads hit, inflict 2 paralyze. Ooh, that might be pretty good. 2 paralyze? Okay. And then we got another one. Electric Screaming. Before attack gain. Envy resistance -1 attack weight. Max 1. Okay. If this unit has 20 plus charge count, spend 20 charge count to deal plus 30% damage. On kill, gain plus 2 charge count. It's hard for me to say how good that is either. For somebody who really has a bad idea how good things are or not, I think I'm doing pretty well, right? I mean, E.G.Os are kind of weird. There's so many of them and they're hard to to get going because they need a lot of resources. So I usually end up just using a couple of the best ones I know of, but at some point we might get a better one than the ones we are already using. So Leo Association South Section 4. Ryushu. Okay, let's hear her story. Section director, though she was useless loud mod, but she taught me this particularly useful skill. Ha! I could use this as a finisher. Okay. So I think this is an older identity, which I just didn't unlock yet by sheer RNG. Leo Association's crest is a spark of a flame. Most ignorant laymen... No, actually, it might not be. Most ignorant laymen believe that it symbolizes the shape of flames bursting forth from our fists and feet. But they're wrong. The flames are but... Oh yeah, Leo Association is the one all about burn, right? I think, maybe? The flames are but byproducts of the weapons crafted and supplied to us by workshops. They're hardly fit to represent the true spirit of Leo. The core value of Leo that I've learned through my time here is that we scorch and burn everything to ashes. That we should always be ready to burn even our hearts and bodies like the very flames. That is how I've come to understand it. Most fixers are always looking for all kinds of ways to gain power. Minor augmentation procedures, unsightly and pointless enhancement tattoos, pouring every bit of an they make into those useless things just to survive in the city. How pointless of an endeavor it is. Such things are not the factors deciding who lives and who dies in battle. Augmented body in lieu of the experienced mind to properly use them is no different from an automated training dummy. In other words, experience built up through endless training is an augmentation unique only to yourself, something that cannot be bought simply by shelling out money. Of course, expensive weaponry and augmented body would certainly aid me in my quest for strength. But I don't like having everything handed to me on a silver platter like that. It's just one big internal monologue here, it seems like. Doesn't the idea of martial arts and experience own to their extremes to the point of becoming weapons on their own set your heart on fire? To train is to carve the shape of my strength, to endlessly feed the flames of self-improvement. And sometimes I get a chance to taste the fruits of my labor, to prove to myself that it has been worth it. Flame burns from my fist, what a sensual production this is. But it's nothing but garnish, a side dish, or seasoning supplementing the main dish. What I truly appreciate is how much deeper my knife hand penetrates my foes. How much more powerful the speed and weight behind my strikes have become. I measure them by fighting these moving flesh dummies, and I begin to understand that my fiery blaze of training burns still. And that it's burning up every training dummy that dares to get anywhere near me without preparation. I've heard some refer to the Leo Association as nothing more than a big group of foodies. If I'm being honest, I abhor even being mentioned in the same breath as those fools. Don't talk about me like I'm one of them. While they're wasting their weekends away on their Gatcha adventures, I studied and honed myself. Alright. So yeah, burn attacks. Burn, burn, burn. Burn, 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 burn. I guess if you can get enough burn on somebody, like at the end of the turn, take fixed damage by the effect's potency, then reduce its count by 1. How hard is it to increase the burn count? Is it even possible to increase the burn count? It sounds very powerful if you can. At the end of the turn, because it only happens once at the end of the turn, so it would be enough to increase the count by 1. So this also inflicts 6 burn. Yeah, I'm very curious. Let me know if it's possible. And also let's level it up. So I know that I already looked at its story. Well, I would know because it's like tier 3, I guess, but that's fine. Let's do it. I have enough experience tickets. It's really not a concern, so there you go. Next one. An E.G.O. Another electric screaming one. Gain plus 8 charge count. Apply 8 charge count to one other ally with the least charge count. Number of affected allies grows by highest enemy resonance. -2. Max 3. That's an interesting effect. Combat start. Passive unlock. At 4+ resonance, gain 2 offense level up, and resonance is hard to reach though. Like, it's one of the mechanics that I least look into and work around in this game. V-Corp L2 cleanup agent. This is definitely an older one. Another charge identity. Maybe we can... Oh, is this a new lesson? I hope it's about something new for once. We could probably make a full charge team now. Ah, that was delicious. Which place should we try next? Why do you why? Why do you something? No. You do you? Might be. You do you. I merely followed you out on a whim. You're on your own next time. Ah, that sucks. The child pouted, but the other child's only response was to poof out an apathetic stream of smoke. Oh, right. How is it going with training the new hires? That seemed like an interesting job. Ha! More dreary than grabbing lunch with you. Getting relegated to BS, it's exasperating. Ha! I'm sure it feels fresh every day though, doesn't it? You get to see all kinds of different reactions to learning the truth from the newbies. DC, why would you even care about that? If you're so eager to see them react, train them yourself. I'd love to, it's just that it's not the kind of position that an L2 employee can easily apply for. If this is the kind of trash work L3 gets, I'd rather get demoted to L2. The smoking child flicked the butt of her cigarette and walked away grimacing. Man, that wasn't very motivating, was it? The child, now left alone, smacked his lips and sipped the rest of his drink. Ever since he started working here, he never found any satisfaction with the work he was given. Perhaps it would be more accurate to say that he was simply coasting along and giving little thought to the kind. It wasn't like he applied to this place because he wanted to. He was just doing whatever the family elders told him to do, drifting to their whims all the way into V-Corp. Most people would kill for even a chance to work for one of the wings, but it seemed that the family elders had no trouble pulling some strings to get him a position at V-Corp. Though it was only thanks to his family that he was hired, it would be incorrect to say that he was unfit for the job. Maybe his diligent martial arts training from home helped. So he had little trouble carrying out his duties at V-Corp, but I envy you, Ryoshu. Your work seems more interesting than what I've got going on. The child was probably tired of doing what was essentially the same work day after day, checking out various restaurants near the company building being his only and recently discovered solace from tedium. A colleague of his who joined V-Corp at the same time as he did had already risen to L3, her competence clearly acknowledged while he lagged behind at L2. That's too bad. I guess I'll have to find a place for solo diners for dinner. None of that mattered to the child, however. because he didn't need to, nor did he want to be acknowledged. Alright. So L3 is like higher than L2. I guess I'll also level up this one. Next, Heathcliff, my friend. You only get the E.G.O. Binds. For 3 turns, lose 10 SP at turn end. Next turn, gain 20 bind. 1 before the king and 1 attack power up. Before the king, when these units attack with 1 attack wide hits, inflict 50% of the resulting coin value on hit as affinity / attack type of the attack skill used to hit. Damage against 2 other attackable enemies with the least HP. When these units attack with 1 attack weight hits. Ah, okay. So we get this thing, and then when we attack after that with attack weight of 1, it does like splash damage. But he's like really slow. Also inflict 4 sinking, 4 tremor, and triggers tremor burst. Combat starter 4+ highest resonance that includes this unit's skills. Apply 3 offense level up and 3 defense level up to self and allies who were part of that resonance. If the resonance was an A resonance, apply 2 additional. Okay. Dum 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 dum. How expensive is it? Pretty expensive. Alright, let's move on. Ishmael, another E.G.O. Wing Beat. Heal 50% of max HP on self, lose 1 to 2 SP, reuse this coin. Oh yeah, we got this one in the... This is one of those that I am kind of aimed for. If this skill healing exceeds... units max HP. Resurrect the excess healing to 1 ally with the least HP percentage instead. Use is interesting, yeah. I very often use purple and light blue, so this one actually might like come in handy just because of which ones it uses. It has 2 coins, which is kind of rare for a E.G.O. When this unit is max HP, they'll... If the main target took HP damage this turn and isn't at max HP at skill use, on hit. When this unit is at max HP, deal +5 to +10% more damage. When this unit isn't at max HP, heal to 2. Okay. 7 times per turn. It's like a lifesteal kind of effect, it seems like. Ardor Blossom Star. Targets the reremost unit in regular encounters. Inflict burn by half of the rat resonance. Heads hit. Inflict 3 burn on 3 random enemies. Okay. I have so many threads. That's from being lazy. Dude. Okay. Raja. Sanguine Desire. This is also one of those that I aimed for. Coin power +1 for every 2 bleed on target, max 6. That's a lot of extra coin power. Isn't it? Seems like it. The main target for this skill does not lose bleed count for this turn. That's a very interesting effect. Tom. Max 13. This might be one of those things that is worth it to thread spin, but I'm not gonna do it yet. I need to research it more in detail, and by searching more in detail, I'm gonna ask my commenters to let me know. Inflict last affinity damage equal to bleed potency on target times 1.2. At 4 plus resonance, absolute resonance. Bleed potency up to 99 will be used to calculate on this skill. And then it spreads. This unit's left most skill on the dashboard inflicts double the bleed potency once per turn. Sinclair, Dawn Office Fixer. That is new, but I'm a little bit more... What else did we get? This was the one we got, right? Yeah, this is the one. No, it's not old, it's new. Never mind, let's level it up. You know what, actually, let's finish the episode with that, and let's see what else do we have. I got another E.G.O. Was it this one? Binds? Oh yeah, it was. Before attack, gain highest pride or slot resonance -2 attack weight, max 2. Oh, but this one already has 5 attack weight anyway, so... For 3 turns, lose 10 SP at turn end. Inflict 4 tremor. Trigger amplitude conversion. Converts tremor already converted tremor on target to a different type of tremor. Potency and count values do not change over the conversion. Tremor fracture. When staggered and when the sum of tremor potency and count adds up to 20 or higher, raise target threshold by 1. Cannot exceed maximum stagger threshold with this effect. When hit by attacks to trigger tremor burst, raise the stagger threshold by the effect's potency. Turn end. This is so complicated. Interact the same way as normal tremor does to effects that raises or reduces tremor potency count. And when the sum of tremor potency and count adds up to 20 or higher, raise staggered level by 1, cannot exceed. I think we're just gonna have to try it out in practice. After attack from this unit, if the target is staggered or defeated, gain +1 pride E.G.O resources and +1 E.G.O resources for one other affinity random 3 times per turn. Okay. Increased by 50% for 3 turns, lose 9 SP. I mean, the downside seems so bad, so it must be good, right? What a way to judge things. And finally, Bygone Days on Gregor. Heal 10 SP to self and 2 other allies with the least SP. Light Blue. Light Blue is such a highly contested resource though. If the target survives this attack, consume 5 sinking count on target. Then heal additional SP to self and affected allies equal to sinking potency on that target. Max SP heal 20. The target is defeated, inflict 3 sinking onto random enemies. Passives. After attack, the target is defeated after this unit's attack. Gain 1 E.G.O resource for the lowest owned E.G.O resource. That's interesting. Gain 1 additional E.G.O resource for every 5 sinking potency plus count max 3. If there are 2 or more least owned E.G.O resource, select one of those affinities at random to gain an E.G.O resource. But only if the target is defeated. Okay, and now we go back to Sinclair. So yeah, I got a lot of E.G.Os apparently. Oh yeah, because I know why. Because I was I opened the battle pass thing. Yeah, that's where those came from. All right, and now for the grand thing. Dawn Office Fixer Sinclair. Let's hear his story. Oh no, Dawn Office is the one with the fires. No one's going to shed their tears on behalf of my sorrow. So yeah, Dawn Office is the one with fire and burns. So why is that Liu Association also... Liu Association Ryu also fire branded? I don't know. It's too many of these associations to keep track of. You know, you could try different kinds of tea once in a while. Is my sangwacha really that delicious? Master answers teasingly as though I was asking him the most obvious question in the world. My Sonbai will be back from a contract soon, so I opened the window wide for her return. Sonbai said she'll just be making a quick stop at the workshop, so I don't suppose she'll be long. Days without contracts were always so peaceful. Chatting about the day-to-day goings on with the master while sipping on a cup of sanghua-cha, worrying about our next month's rent with my Sonbai, who should be here any minute. It was a warm and gentle hour, not unlike the cold dawn of our office's namesake. I enjoyed that hour. I was making decent progress as a fixer too. Under the skillful guidance of my master, I learned the basics of being a fixer, things I should know if I was really serious about working in this field, and the tricks of using Stigma Workshop's weapons. Whichever contract we picked up, we managed. It was mostly thanks to my master and Sonbai's excellent skills, but still, results begot recognition, and I naturally rose through the fixer's ranks. A proof that I was slowly battering myself, but didn't really get to do anything in this contract either. My master once was a prominent fixer during the Smoke War. My Sonbai once took care of an urban legend contract all on her own. Between these two giants of our Dawn office, my earnest efforts amounted to nothing but a struggle not to fall behind. The two of them always assured me that I wasn't useless, that I was helpful, but all that reassurance rang hollow. We got the invitation. Is that Urban Plague? The library, isn't it? Oh, now I understand what's going on. Yeah, the Dawn office did come to the library. So Library of Ruina, the second game I know about this company. You can find the playlist in the description of the video. It's turn-based as well as this game. A little bit more tight, but it's not free. But yeah, it's pretty good. I played through it. Will I be going with you? Am I even going to be of any help to you two there? My self-doubt grew with no end. And with it, my faith in the two of them did as well. Too much. I guess I won't have to do much more than provide them some basic support. We had a very epic fight in Library of Ruina against one of the Dawn officer's things that manifests that ego or something like that. Sinclair here must be that identity, right? I forgot the name of it though. The fate that the two of them had this in the bag, that I wasn't really that necessary. And with such shallow, selfish presumption. I walked into the library, my master who was so worried about me to the end, my Sonbai who refused to blame me for anything nor show any fear in face of the end, even fixers of the affiliate office who offered me help. Wait, I'm very curious about this. Let me remind myself. So, Library of Ruina, Dawn office. Oh no, the office is a part of Liu Association. So that makes sense now. That both Ryushu and Sinclair here are both wielding fire. So we had Salvador, Yuna, and Philip. Ah, okay, so yeah. So Salvador is the master, Yuna is the Sonbai, and Sinclair here is taking on Philip's personality. A young grade 5 fixer and the least experienced member of the Dawn office, Philip is a somewhat unstable young man, but he holds much potential. He deeply respects both his master Salvador and his Sonbai senior Yuna, and he also has a romantic interest in Yuna. He wields a sword made by Stigma Workshop during combat with a sheath on his belt. Even fixers, so yeah, I do remember it correctly. I just couldn't remember his name, Philip. That's pretty cool that they put so much lore from Library of Ruin also now here in Limbus company. It feels familiar, feels good. Even fixers at the affiliate office who offered me to help. All were vanquished by the library. Each and every one of them turned into a book. Yes, we were turning... Anyone who came to library ended up in a book. I was pretty proud of doing all of that. It was... nice way. Everyone had grown so used to always being there for me. Were gone. I alone survived. I consider there is any point in me going back in there to fight them. The fabricated heart isn't so bad. No, that can't be. Yeah, I think he escaped, right? Philip did. And then he came back. Something like that. I consider escaping, reporting everything I've seen here to an association and asking them for help. That will be the most logical thing to do, right? You're right, no one really understood my true feelings. For fear grips me, it holds me back from moving on. I slowly retreat. Will this path really bring me nothing but suffering? A beautiful voice whispers comfort in my ears. With every withdrawing step I take, then all of a sudden, I begin to wonder if everything I'd ever done were nothing more than self-serving justifications. And with it comes the inkling of an understanding that I will never be able to forge on so long as I continue protecting and embellishing myself with a shield of others. That the right path is the honest forward path, not the stuttering retreat disguised as selflessness. I accept that I wasn't even on a righteous path, that I am a squalid, hideous person. I admit it. I admit that I'm uncaring and selfish as any other city dweller. So yeah, he became super depressed, and that's how he manifested ego. I think that's the correct way to say it, right? And I ceased my retreat. If I were to close my heart to everyone else, turn my back on them, could I truly love myself more? I don't know. I just don't know. Shield my eyes from apprehension. Plug my ears from the beautiful voice. Shut my mouth from the lies that I do this out of altruism. I convince myself that the embellished reality is no more heartless than my self-serving daydreams. Yeah, so he didn't do it out of altruism, he just did it because he couldn't live with himself, right? And to turn to face the battlefield I had fled from. How unfortunate. The child failed to reveal his true self, he even fell short of full self-restraint. No one's going to cry on behalf of my sorrow. At the end of the day, this pain is my responsibility to bear, because it is an inedible stigma. If only the child gave greater care to his own emotions. He faced his feelings and all of its hellish flames and honed it all into a form of a tool. The child failed to reach his pure self. Instead, he remained the form of a human and directed the tip of his sword against his enemies. That's okay. I once knew a child who was very much like him, a child who even for a fleeting moment reached the apex. That child also ignored me the first time, only to lend me his ears later. They are very similar to one another, so I suppose a similar end shall await this one at the end of his path. The child will eventually give up on forging onward, and he will retreat once again. You're wrong, Miss Carmen. I'm afraid. I'm so afraid that I want to let go of this blade, and flee this place at this very moment. But I don't want to linger here any longer. But that path is such a painful one to walk. I wish that he wouldn't subject himself to such suffering. The child, now freed from his shell, dangerously attempts to reach for the heavens when he has but a lone wing. Not knowing that his shaky consciousness was the only thing keeping his wing intact in the flames that devoured his emotions as fuel. He confidently regards the children of the library, his sword arm outstretched to meet their reception. This feeling is destiny bestowed upon me. I have to soar. I will break this shell that stands in my way. I'll break it altogether and soar to a higher place. How long will it be until that solitary wing of vanity melts into nothingness under the cascading emotions? There is no way to know for now, but on the day of your wings melting, on the day of your fall, heed my words once again, dear child. Alright, I'm very happy that I reminded myself of Philip, even though I couldn't remember his name. Very low HP. Looks like a DPS, right? Because of low HP, probably, maybe, possibly. Inflict 2 burn and hit. Has hit when in a volatile ego state, reuse coin once per skill. Oh, volatile ego state. Well, that's not how Library of Ruina called it. Yeah, I remember reading these. He becomes more powerful when he reaches it. So, yeah, there's a passive. Turn start at 40 plus SP, consume 20 SP to enter the volatile ego, wax and pinion state. This turn start effect does not activate repeatedly. If 2 plus allies are defeated in a single turn, he will also enter it. And then he gets volatile passion. On hit, inflict 1 burn. If the main target has burn, final power +1. When hit, if this unit had the defense skill chain at combat start, inflict burn against the attacker for the turn. This unit inflicts +1 more burn potency with its skills, activate 6 times per turn. Gain power. Coin power plus 2, I guess, here. If on 40 plus. Does he have any good ability though? Sunset Blade, like these are only 2 coins. Like usually 4 coins abilities are the ones that do most damage. Deal plus 2.5% more damage for everyone burn on target. Max plus 100%. 10 burn, only 10 burn. How do you get burn count though? That's what I'm wondering. Oh, there we go. This ability adds burn count. It's probably really good, right? It's probably not as rare as it seems. Right, so yeah. So Walpurgis Nacht seems like unlocks a lot of identities that are connected to the Library of Ruina story. I like it. They're kind of rare though, and these identities are considered highly sought after by those who post on Steam, and very often they complain that they have problems like pulling them, and yeah, it didn't seem that hard to do. Alright, and yeah, that will conclude this episode as well. Next episode I'm going back to the story. I'm gonna be doing the Cathy chapter, and we are into a very hard fight against the Earl King Heathcliff, so make sure to check that out. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the episode. I wish you all to have a wonderful day, do some nice things, be kind to each other, and let's make the world a better place together. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Limbus Company. TheNeomare signing out. Bye bye.